So it's currently almost 11 o'clock. I've been working for almost 2 hours and I definitely need a break from the screen because my eyes are kind of giving way. I will also just kind of explain what it is that I do. So obviously from the title you'll have seen that I'm a freelancer, and I think especially in architecture practice this isn't a common thing at all. In fact, I wasn't actually looking for a freelance role at a practice in the first place. It just so happened that the full-time job that I applied for, got an interview for, they actually offered me a freelance role because they knew I was doing other things on the side and other freelance projects. So that was super lucky, and I think if I hadn't had that opportunity I would definitely be miserable in a 9 to 5, just because I don't think it's for me. I really enjoy just having sort of breaks in the week from work, and especially if you're going in the office every day 5 days a week, it can be even more draining. And I like to have other creative projects on the go on the side, like when I come back from work or in the evenings or whatever it is. And I really think that it's super difficult to do that, especially if you're living and working in London and you are just trying to build a social life for yourself outside of work. Plus I make content, I do all kinds of different projects, brand partnerships, workshops, events, that sort of thing, and it does take quite a long time, and I don't really want to kind of just cram them into my weekend. So yeah, that's kind of a gist of what I'm doing. To get down in the specifics, I am a Part 2 architectural assistant working freelance. I think the title freelance is probably not the correct term for the way and the setup that I'm working currently. I would say it's more of a part-time contract, and I get paid on a daily rate. I work 3 days a week, but however this month for August, since a lot of people are on holiday, I've been working 4 days a week, so picking up an extra day, obviously getting paid for that too, but just carrying on with the normal work that I have set. And I've been working here for about 6 months, and I really loved it. It's just a really great opportunity, but also the range of projects is great, the team are great, and I just kind of get to do the stuff that I was really itching to do over the summer and over Christmas as well last year. So as a Part 2, typically you kind of pick up stuff like rendering or plans or sort of the early stage feasibility work, for example, and that's kind of what I was mostly doing for the first 3 or 4 months. And recently, over the last kind of 3 or 4 months, I have been put on a bigger project within the team. Everyone's split into project teams, and it's not kind of underneath a director with parallel companies. It's more just everyone's working together, and yes, there are people overlooking your work or people that you can kind of go to, but there is definitely a project lead and team members, and everyone plays their part. And so my role for the most part has been to learn Revit, which I've been doing, and that's been a journey in itself. I might kind of do a separate video on that because it's kind of an industry standard software, but it is very difficult to learn. I think I have picked it up quite easily, so I'm super happy with that. And I usually kind of just assist with design options, rendering, materiality. So I'm getting to kind of explore more of those things recently too, which has been really interesting because it's not typically what I did for my Part 1, and I kind of have more of a voice and more of an opinion and get to kind of put my ideas forward that will actually impact the overall design. So I feel like I'm in a very comfortable position right now because this is exactly the type of work I want to be doing. There isn't any immediate pressure, there aren't any looming deadlines, and I'm not having to work overtime or that sort of thing, and I quite like that. I think it's quite healthy. The days that I'm not working, I completely kind of shut off, and I don't really check my work emails, I don't really think about work in that sense. So yeah, it's kind of like good to have breaks as well in between the week. So I work Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And Mondays and Fridays are working in the office, whereas Tuesdays is working from home. Today is a Thursday. Like I said, I'm picking up an extra day this month, so I am working from home. And again, that flexibility was also great because usually on a Monday night, I get home and I am super, super tired, really shattered. I do not want to go into the office the next morning. So having the option to work from home, I think personally is great. I know other people might feel differently and they might want to work from the office most of the time and have a change in environment. And I think I'm just lucky that I have this like study office space to myself, so I can kind of come in here and get work done. However, as you'll probably see across the rest of the day, I will take my laptop and go work somewhere else on the sofa or outside or on the kitchen table, just because I like having a bit of a change in routine as well. Yeah. Oh, okay, come on. Yeah. Okay, so back after lunch, and I'm sitting on the sofa because I feel like it's just way more comfortable than sitting at my desk. Like I said, I like to kind of change it up throughout the day and sit in different areas of the house because why not? And I thought I would answer another one of your questions, which is how do I get freelance jobs? Now, most of the freelance jobs that I've had so far have been through referrals, or it's been through people that I already know and they have upcoming projects or whatever, that I think and they think that I'd be a good fit for. So I've done a couple of branding projects, did one kind of like visual identity project as well, and a kind of like document which wasn't really a brand guideline, but it was more so just an introduction to the company. Um, and then I've also been doing kind of like my own creative projects on the side as well. So it's been a whole mix really. I'm also not an expert in freelancing. I've only been freelancing for the last like 9 months, I would say. And I've been really lucky to have some big projects that have been the majority of my income. So I'm not really reliant on a lot of small projects. And I think that's quite uncommon when starting out as a freelancer. Um, Another thing that I would say is networking and having a good network in general is really, really important. I hope you can't hear my laptop, I know it's super loud. Um, and most of that has come through just being on LinkedIn. So that's another thing that I would highly recommend if you are thinking about freelancing. I'm gonna be in the office tomorrow, so I'm just hoping that I have, a reasonable amount on my plate as well. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll just basically see how it goes, and then I'll check in with you maybe in like an hour or two. Okay, I haven't checked in a while, but it's almost 8 p.m. now, and I'm kind of going through some of my outstanding tasks for To Scale and for Open Studio. I'm just literally sitting on the sofa on my laptop, getting it done. I know I tried to kind of post a day in the life, however, as the evening comes down, I get super, super tired, end up on my phone for a long time, and just try and like get as many things done as possible. So, but thank you so much for coming along, and if you have any questions, if there's anything that you want to see from me next, please do let me know. See you guys in the next one.